I would like to sincerely thank the Chair and the honorable members of Parliament for inviting me here to discuss these vital issues facing our justice system. Since I was appointed Minister of Justice on May 3rd, 2024, I have closely observed the many challenges and opportunities within our justice sector. I hope that today's dialogue will help address these pressing matters. First, regarding the medical care, human rights of the detainees, prison management, and safety, there is an urgent need for reform, especially at the Point Blanche prison. The living conditions have been highlighted as inhumane, with reports of insufficient medical care, a lack of structured programs for the inmates, and severe overcrowding. Aside from that, I have noted unexplained incidences of violence and inappropriate behavior between prison personnel and inmates and other alleged incidents of misconduct. While plans are on the way to construct a new prison facility in partnership with UNOPS and the Netherlands, which will solve some of these issues in the medium to long term, I have prioritized addressing immediate concerns to uphold the human rights of all detainees and the integrity of the Point Blanche prison. Second, crime control and law enforcement continue to be a priority. I am proud of the progress made in strengthening law enforcement operations, including our partnerships with counterparts on the French side. However, challenges persist, particularly with rising gun violence and certain hotspots. While the police force remains dedicated to addressing these issues, resource constraints such as a lack of adequate vehicles and need for greater community cooperation continue to hinder progress. We are working to increase the resources available at or to the police force of St. Martin, but long-term structural solutions that consider socioeconomic factors are essential. Third, we have made notable strides in the victim support services, and I am proud of the progress in this area. The Victim Support Services of St. Martin has been actively assisting families, helping victims cope with the release of offenders, and raising awareness on issues such as human trafficking and human smuggling. The collaboration with France victims has also greatly enhanced our capacity to support victims on both sides of the island. Finally, effective administration and clear policies are crucial for a functioning justice system. Since my appointment, we have identified a need to modernize and streamline administrative processes within the Ministry of Justice. This includes revisiting outdated policies, implementing new frameworks for handling complaints, and improving the efficiency of legal case management, particularly in detainee management, personnel issues, and immigration. These reforms aim to reduce delays, ensure timely responses, and create a more transparent and accountable system. In conclusion, I am confident that with all stakeholders, continued efforts and cooperation, we can address these critical issues and strengthen our justice system. I look forward to your questions and engaging in a constructive discussion on our way forward.
Why are resident permits for partners of St. Martinus still being issued with the condition that they are not allowed to work? Based on a court decision, it was ruled that we cannot put in the residency permit of a partner of a resident of St. Martin, not allowing it to work. So, Minister, could you please look into that? Question 2, please indicate where this is shown in the law, or is this to the purview of the minister? Question 3, why does the ministry accept the practice that a suspect who is in detention is automatically transferred into immigration detention on the request of the prosecutor. The prosecutor cannot and or does not have the authority to make this decision to transfer a suspect into immigration detention. If I am wrong, please indicate where in the law this is stated. Question 4. Where are persons being held in immigration detention currently? Question 5. Under what policy or law is it allowed to hold someone in immigration detention? Question 6. Who is authorized to do that, and what is the process? Question 7. Minister, just for your knowledge, the questions were already sent to your support staff, so no one needs to write them down. Why and based on what law is this facility approved to be an immigration detention? Who approved it and based on what standards? Question 9. Minister, are you aware of a recent court decision whereby the court said that you are not allowed to ban a person after he or she has been sent back to the country of origin? What did the ministry do with this court ruling? My following questions are pertaining to the prison. Suspects who are in pre-detention at the police station are being released by the prosecutor's office due to lack of space. Every day suspects are being released. Is it only a few that are being transferred to Point Blanche? Next question. After sentencing, the inmates sit 2/3 of their time. The minister and the ministry are in charge of deciding on the release after sentencing. The minister gets advice from the probation officer, prison, and the Centrale Commissie for the Reclassering for the advising part, and the release there is no actual role of the prosecutor. Minister, can you tell me if it is correct that a prosecutor has a say or not in who gets released after sentencing? If so, why and based on what law?
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
How does the ministry guarantee the detention of detainees align with the human rights standards, and how is the ministry ensuring that there is no breach with Article 3 of the European Convention law? Just for clarity's sake, I will provide those questions as well as my colleague MP Brug mentioned. Second question, the law allows for the possibility of granting a pardon under Article 611 of the Criminal Procedure Code. Why has it been decided to provide a sentence suspension for the inmate that has been terminally ill and not grant a pardon as based on that article that I mentioned, so that that inmate can enjoy the remaining time that he still have. Other than that, the third question, there are currently still inmates in the Netherlands. How is the ministry ensuring that they are being released on time? As I understood, that there currently are inmates that had to be released since the beginning of October, but are still incarcerated in the Netherlands. Could the ministry provide clarification in regards to this? My question is now in regards to prison management and safety. How is the ministry ensuring that inmates that need to be transported to other islands, for example, so based on the ORD, onderlinge for example, for medical reasons, are being transported in a timely manner? I have been aware of a situation of an inmate waiting for almost 2 years to be transported to the Netherlands because he's not fit to be detained in the Point Blanche prison, but currently he's still detained there. Also, another question is, who is in charge of the early release of inmates once they are irrevocably sentenced? I understood during the budget debate that there was something mentioned in regards to that, but also seeing what my colleague MP La Cruz mentioned, also the fact of lawyers being involved in that matter, I would like to get that clarified. I also understood that it takes very long for inmates to receive their release date after being sentenced, and also their verdict from the court of first instance or the appeals court. Can the ministry look into this, where the hiccup is, and make sure that that can be tackled, because it can be very frustrating at times when inmates don't know when their release date is. Is there any consideration given by the ministry of the introduction of weekend verlof for inmates close to the ending of the prison sentence? This can also tackle the current capacity issue. It seems like MP La Cruz knew my questions, but we think alike, because my question also is, when will the ministry make use of the option for inmates to work outside of the prison? The law provides that option, and I also believe that it can be seen as a win-win situation. Has the ministry looked into it, or will the ministry in the short term look into that option? Also seeing that there is currently also a lack of manpower, if there's a short-term solution in regards to that. Is there any outcome on the investigation in regards to the attack of an inmate in an isolation cell? I read a newspaper in regards to that a few months ago. If so, can that outcome be shared with Parliament if needed in confidential matter? Also in the news article, June 4, 2024, the ministry reported the attack was made possible due to corruption within the prison system. Based on what kind of evidence this statement was made, and has this been confirmed? And if so, have any disciplinary actions been taken? If there is any corruption within the prison, how and in what way has the ministry, what has the ministry done to make sure to root it out of the system, as mentioned in the article of June 4, 2024? Is there currently sufficient staffing to manage the prison effectively and to ensure the safety of the inmates and the staff? If not, what is the current short-term solution to solve this matter? How will the ministry ensure that similar incidents, attacks in the solitary confinement and our other places within the prison will not occur in the future? Also, in regards to in the statement made by the minister when he had his opening remarks, could you maybe also clarify if there is a short-term solution to tackle the current relationships within the prison in regards to staffing and our inmates, and if that is taking place, how that will be tackled? What is also the current percentage of staff working per shift, and how much of those staffs are females? So what's the ratio per working hour, so per 8-hour shift?
Minister, I think we would all be remiss if we were not to address the elephant in the room. I would have hoped it would have been part of your opening statement, so it was not, so hence my question. You've dominated the headlines in recent weeks for positive things, and as of recent, the headlines have brought more questions than answers. So, as it pertains to your person and the ministry, before you answer MP La Cruz's questions, I think the viewing public, as those in this room, would like more clarification on your person and the ministry in relation to the news as of late. Thank you.
With response to your statements, through you, Madam Chair, MP York, when I take this office as Minister of Justice, it was a dream come true. Would you understand what it means it was a dream come true? I'm employed with the Justice Ministry for 17 years. I'm the first homegrown minister. I have been a controversial figure within the Ministry of Justice because I fought for the rights of myself and of my fellow colleagues. Management teams don't like that. And one thing I learned from Mr. Rummy, who taught me the police rules and regulations in Curacao, is that your boss will always know your plichten, your obligations, but forget that you have rights. So I understand when I enter this office that one day somebody will walk into my office because of who I am and what I stand for. This position is honorable. Whether it's honorable to the prosecutor's office or to police management or to the RST, it is honorable to me. And do you understand why? I was born and raised in this country. This is my country. So understand when I say they also exaggerated on the because this minister haven't done anything wrong when he sat in this position. We have problems when I have to deal with former colleagues who have been my senior, that today that I'm their boss, will do anything to see Minister Lewis fail. But it's not gonna happen. Do you understand why? Because who stand before me is in control. The Bible says this, no weapon formed against you will prosper. And it only means one thing. The Bible didn't say that weapons will not be formed. It says they will not prosper. I reach here after 17 years, after 9 years being sent home, after they have tried their utmost best to find something to prosecute me because I stand for the rights of the people. They will try anything today to see me fail. But I don't fear no man that is bleed and breed like me. They came in specifically for electronics. In my office, they tackled one of my colleagues, in which they were also looking for the minister also to get their devices. The laptop is right here. They can come right into this honorable house and take the laptop and the phones because I have nothing to hide. I execute my job with the highest integrity. The OM makes space for who they want to. All right? They make space for who they want to. Because I just got a message from the Immigration Department again pertaining to an overdraft. I am accustomed of getting overdraft from the OM for even bolita slickers. People that smuggling drugs in being sentenced for no crime in this country. But when somebody petitioned their minister on their rights, and I have my colleagues who all is distributed with the work, to execute their job, they are the ones being attacked. It shows me where our interest lies in this country. As Minister of Justice, and yes, I like the name Minister of Justice and Rehabilitation, how much do we care about our people in this country? I have prisoners that are calling me through social workers pertaining to their eyesight. Also about the same prisoner that had a tumor, I spoke to the prosecutor's office a few weeks or months ago, whatever it may be, I stand corrected. And I was explained, do you understand the crime that he had committed? But after these questions came up, they gave a negative advice before, but all of a sudden recently I also got a positive advice because this is going to be brought up in Parliament. That is what I think all of a sudden I got a positive advice for. I'm here to play with the emotions of the people of this country. I am the Minister of Justice, and it means something with me. When people see me, they see justice. Because again, I came from this ministry, I lead this ministry, and how can I, for example, to show you that I can think there is a personal issue within the judicial system with Mr. Lewis, is when Bezadkar came here and visited the Council of Ministers and could explain to me that they were let known that the police cells is in a deplorable state. So I asked them, but how they know about that? They told me they learned about that through the police management and also the prosecutor's office. But the Minister of Justice, who's responsible for the upkeep of the police cells, for the upkeep for Belait and Behair in this ministry, was not notified by the police management nor the prosecutor's office. I was notified by someone that was recently arrested and tell me about the time spent in the prison. So yes, I sit here not in fear of no one, not even the prosecutor's office, not even the police management or the prison management. I sit here as a leader of this country. When will St. Martin leaders stand up and actually lead in this country? That is what I keep asking myself. Who is the ministers in this country? Is it department heads? Is it the prosecutor's office? Or is it us that took an oath to serve this country wholeheartedly? Again, I would say the decisions that ministers make, they are advisors, and we don't have to take their advice. So of course, when you don't take their advice, you will sit in the type of hot water that I'm sitting in. But I'm here to tell each and every minister of any country that you are a leader. And from the time you took a stand to lead a country, these are the type of things that will happen. But only God will protect us all. And with that, I will answer the balance of the questions in a week's time.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to remember to help keep you and your family safe. 6 hours before hurricane strikes, remember, if you're not in an area that is recommended for evacuation, plan to stay at home or where you are and let friends and family know where you're located. Close storm shutters and stay away from windows. Flying glass from broken windows could injure you. Turn your refrigerator or freezer to the coldest setting and only open it when necessary. If you lose power, food will last longer. Keep a thermometer in the refrigerator to be able to check the food temperature when the power is restored. For the latest weather updates and emergency instructions, turn on your TV and/or radio and visit stmartingov.org. This hurricane season, remember, it only takes one. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
My name is Ms. Aurelie Boyrad. I'm from the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, who is partnering today with the opening of this reading festival. This is a coordinated event with different stakeholders, various stakeholders. We have the representative, the director of Biblionef in the Netherlands, who traveled to St. Martin to be part of the organization. We also have the university who's partnering with us by hosting the event here, and also the student teachers, the whole teaching faculty from USM is involved in the event. We have the St. Martin Library also present because, of course, reading is all about the library, and they're here supporting us as well. And then we have the Help Our Children Foundation who is present. They are the ones who ensure the funding for the organization this morning. So we are happy that they are on board as well. All of children from the public, subsidized and private schools, the grade 3 children, the group 3 children, which is known as the grade 1, they are here this morning and they are coming in to participate in the various activities that we have here for them. So they can see what it's all about, what reading is all about, and discover the fun in reading. We are appreciative that we can have this event, host this event on St. Martin, because it's very important to showcase reading amongst our children, our people, the students, and everyone.
And they could see, yes, all right. Okay, I think you all got the story.
I think that's a song. We throw out garbage in the garbage bin. We throw all garbage in the garbage bin.
They live in a small thatch house in Dong Street. She was an elderly lady who sold rocks and coal for a living. Steve's parents left him with his grandmother because they went to Aruba to find work. Before going to school, Steve had to go to the well in Innage Road to get water for his grandmother. On his way back, he would pick up salt from the pond. In those days, anyone could go in the pond and pick up salt if they needed.
I am Angela Richards. I am the president of our Help Our Children Foundation. We are part of the organization here today. We are so happy to be here to see that the children are really coming out to the event and having a blast of a time while enjoying reading and traveling in their mind while reading. So we are really happy. If you look around, you would see the people moving around, and we are really glad.